Everybody, welcome back. We got our first preview into the Conquest mode. A little sneak peek, we got to see the stages, the rewards, and the shop. All of these were in a YouTube video that we got from Second Dinner and Marvel Snap today. In this particular video, we're going to take a deeper dive looking into the screenshots from each one of these, and more importantly, figure out, at least from this initial perspective, what we can get out of this new game mode and how it sort of will affect the economy, because it will. First, what is Conquest? The long and short of it is, it's a battle mode. You are fighting other people who are online in Marvel Snap. You don't need a code for this one like the other battle mode. You just need to go online and play. That's it, easy peasy. Next, there are stages you need to work through to get better rewards. You win one stage, you get a ticket to the next stage. One question I have, but I think I know the answer to, is once you lose,
you lose!
Regardless of what stage you're in, does that mean you drop all the way back to the initial stage, which is called Proving Grounds, and you have to basically start over? Given how everything's set up, I believe you start all the way back at the bottom as soon as you get your first loss. I presume you can do the Conquest mode as much as you want throughout the day. Can you just keep dumping in tickets and time and gold into this? Given that the game already limits us in other aspects as far as getting missions and or refreshing credits, I think they'll probably have some limitations this game. Otherwise, it could get out of hand real quick.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Whether it's people botting or just no life playing it nonstop to get everything they can from that shop. Throwing in this quick update, we do have some information regarding the limitations on the game mode, and specifically is that there are no limitations. You can go into Proving Grounds, the first level, as much as you want. You can see Steven say it, there's no limit to playing Proving Grounds. In many ways, it represents an unranked match where you can complete missions and try different decks, which honestly is fantastic. Now, is that going to extend to the later levels? TBD. So anytime you hear me talk about limitations in the video, we've now got this information, which will help. My quick thoughts on it are, I think it's great for Proving Grounds. Even if the later levels don't have any limitations, I think it's great for the game to make some money in ways where people are just trying to get some cosmetic items. Again, depending what the final situation with the shop's going to be. Next, we've got the stages. You saw the first one was Proving Grounds. All you need to do there is get one win. You get one silver ticket and 15 medals, at least according to the footage that we saw. I always like to caveat stuff like this. A lot of times when they have these footage, it could be something from was a test server, and these numbers could potentially be subject to change as far as medals. After winning the one game in Proving Grounds, you will get a silver ticket, which will allow you to go to the Silver Conquest. And this one, you will need to win 2 matches in a row. If you are able to win 2 games in a row in Silver Conquest, you will earn a gold ticket and up to 120 medals. You'll notice that there's an 80 gold entrance fee on this. As you move up the ladder, you will have either the option of using a ticket and or paying gold as an entrance fee to go into that Conquest level. After getting the gold ticket from winning 2 battles in Silver, you will be able to have the option to go into the Gold Conquest, which would require you to win 3 matches in a row. If you are able to do that, you will get 1 Infinity ticket and 370 medals. Note that the entrance fee jumped up to 200 gold for this one, whereas it was 80 for Silver. If you are lucky enough to win those 3 matches in gold and get that Infinity ticket, the last week of every month, they will have an Infinity Conquest. In the Infinity Conquest, if you are able to win 5 matches in a row, you will be able to earn an Infinity avatar for whatever avatar that you've currently got while playing in that Conquest, and an additional 1,375 medals. Notice the entrance fee on this one is 500 gold if you do not have an Infinity ticket. So it's a ladder game where you go through one level, you get a ticket to go to the next. If you keep winning, you keep getting the tickets to keep going up and up and up. If you either don't have time or you just want to spend a bunch of gold to get Infinity tickets, you can certainly do that. I want to draw to a post that was on the Discord where Tucker answered a specific question. This person was asking if you could skip levels. Is there a fee? How is this all going to work? Tucker goes on to say that the Proving Grounds is always free to enter, and winning 1 battle in the Proving Grounds gives you the free ticket, specifically to the Silver Conquest. Likewise, going from Silver will get you to Gold, and completing Gold gives you a free ticket to Infinite, which is exactly what we're talking about. Spending your gold on a ticket allows you to start a run in the higher stakes level right away. And that's what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't have time, and he addresses this in a little bit, making it a super effective way to quickly catch up on rewards in the metal shop, like how refilling missions for gold lets you catch up for the weekly challenge. And that's maybe if you took a break for a few days. The part that I want to focus on here that I really like is the rewards in the Conquest metal shop have been tuned so that a player who never buys a ticket can collect the exclusive Conquest rewards for that season. So as long as you're playing the game, you should be able to get those exclusive Conquest rewards, which it makes me think that you can play them multiple times, whether it's per day or per week. We don't know how many multiple means, but you're going to be able to do it because it's going to take a number of medals to get some of those actual exclusive rewards based on what we see in the shop, which we're going to touch on here in a little bit. But again, we don't know what our limitations are as far as time, tickets, gold/money. So as we saw in some of these shots, you get medals from finishing the conquest, which leads you to go to the shop. So the question is, what do we get from the shop? They had some footage they were able to scroll through, and I pieced together this picture from that footage. So in this, you can see that you can get an exclusive card if you purchase 9 items below. Can we purchase an item more than once? We don't know yet. I've asked this on Twitter. We'll see if we get a response. But you can see in the shop, you've got a mystery variant. You've got the different levels of tickets. You've got a different amount of credits. You've got some gold. You've got some title. You've got some boosters. You've got an avatar. You might be able to keep scrolling for more items in the shop here. Unfortunately, in the footage, it was cut off right at the bottom there, and I can't tell exactly how much those items might cost. I also want to throw a caveat out there. These costs, these numbers also could be subject to change. A lot of times these could be from test footage that they had not finalized yet. One of the rewards we talked about though was an avatar. Someone asked, can you keep getting more avatars? Tucker says there's no limit on the number of infinite conquest avatars you can get in a season. Again, that tells me there's obviously ways to get multiple infinite tickets, meaning you can keep going through that over and over to get more avatars, which could open up to a problem with pay to win for free avatars or potentially pay to win to get medals, to get more gold, to get more credits. There's not a lot of credits and gold in here, so I think that might be a stretch, but again, we'll have to see what the final numbers are and if there's any limitations on how much we can do it. Now, will tokens be in that shop too? I don't know. Ben did mention in the video specifically the weekend missions and the daily offer reward system that's coming to the game as the 2 things that are going to help people get more tokens. So I have a feeling there's not going to be tokens in the Conquest shop. Time will tell. I feel like it wouldn't be a Wolverthor video without some sort of spreadsheet in it. I did this very quickly. It's late at night. If you guys see something on here that doesn't make sense, please do comment below. I think I've got everything right in this. The orange items here for some of the medals, these are the items that were cut off at the bottom. I just sort of guessed at what some numbers were there. I'm not going to go through all of this in detail, mainly because this stuff could all change and we don't know what the numbers are, but I do want to look at some fundamentals that they're looking at in here and how it might be better in this shop versus another one. So like we mentioned, we had credits that we could buy in there. We had gold that we could buy in there. We're looking at a variant you can get. You've got the tickets and then the title, avatar, and booster section. These are all things that we can buy from that shop. So there's going to be a base pricing / ratio for these items, which will eventually get you into $1 per whatever unit you're potentially looking at, and ultimately an overall full cost. The part that I like about this is that you can get the medals tied to gold. Since that gold ties to dollars, that means you can go from dollars to gold to medals to finally titles, avatars, and boosters. If you've ever wanted to put $1 across those, we now can if you really want, at least as far as a base pricing is concerned. When I was first looking at this, all of my credits, the dollars per units here for the credits is actually cheaper versus coming here and spending gold on credits in spots like this. So that's one good thing about the Conquest shop. Next was gold. Again, this is cheaper. Plus you can get it as a free-to-play player. That's the point, right? How much we can do it? I don't know. The mystery variant is crazy cheap compared to if you're thinking about 700 gold for a specific variant. It's mystery, so you could obviously take the cost down a little bit because you're selecting a specific variant you want. But either way, I was like, wow, this is way cheaper than anything I'd ever buy in a store. The tickets we don't necessarily have an economy for, but when you look at them, I was kind of like, those are a little bit expensive in there, especially if I'm right about the infinity ticket being potentially 400 medals. Title and avatars seem to maybe be priced about $1, $1.11 to maybe $3 for an avatar, which is a bit expensive, honestly. If I guessed 400 medals right, I think it's probably going to be cheaper. I'm going to say maybe $2.50, and that gets it a little bit under $2. That's more than likely a little bit more realistic. And then the boosters, those are super cheap, less than a penny a piece, which is the way it should be. So full cost for like 75 boosters is like 40 cents, and then about 90 cents for a double that. It's not terrible. The part I want to focus on though, that top section here where it shows Green Goblin needing 9 purchases. So if we need all 9 of those purchases, how are we going to be able to do that? So coming back to the spreadsheet, you obviously are always going to want to buy the credits. You always want to buy the gold. You always want to buy the variant. Right there, that's 5 items for 1,550 medals. We'll get to how much medals you get per level because you might have forgotten that from the quick snapshots. We'll get to that. 1,550 for 5. That means we need 4 more. So I'm looking at this and go, well, I just want to get the cheapest stuff. Maybe I want to get a cheap silver ticket, title, a booster. That's 3. All right, maybe a gold ticket too, or boosters, whatever you want. However you shake it, the cheapest way and actually getting things that you might need between credits and gold, that's 2,050 medals. From each screenshot, you can see that the amount of medals that you get from each levels, Proving Grounds is 15, Silver Conquest is 120, Gold Conquest is 370, and then Infinity Conquest is 1375. So the question is, how many times can you do each one of these to get the number of tickets? Now, look, no one's going to go through the Proving Grounds 137 times to get that many medals. Or maybe what? Maybe that's what they let you do. Silver Conquest, I suppose if you want to do that 17 times to get 120 medals, that gets you there. Same thing with Gold Conquest, you get it 6 times and you basically get there. Now, I'm assuming it's meant to be some sort of combination of these lower levels that are able to get you there. Again, Tucker specifically says here that the rewards in Conquest Medal Shop have been tuned so that a player who never buys a ticket can collect the exclusive content rewards for that season. Now, certainly you can get to Infinity without buying a ticket. That has nothing to do with whether you can get that exclusive card or not. It really matters about, well, how many times do I have to win each one of these? How many times can I do Proving Grounds? How many times can I do silver, gold, etc. to be able to get those 20, 50 medals to get the exclusive purchase from that shop, which right now I'm seeing is needing to buy 9 different things. That's where I'm at with this. I can't imagine they would expect everybody to win Infinity Conquest to be able to get that exclusive item. I think the benefit of winning Infinity Conquest is that you get the infinity border around your avatar. So I'm hoping that they took into account that there's not going to be some players who are going to be able to get to this Infinity and Gold Conquest level, meaning that they at least have the ability to do silver at least 17 times per month, but we'll see. So the game mode seems interesting. It seems cool. I love that it's a way to get more credits, more gold, more variants. Plus, there's ways to flex exactly how good you are in game, because if you can get that infinite border around your avatar, you are awesome. One of my main worries has to do with the limitations on how much somebody can play this game mode, or maybe the lack of those limitations. Having gamed for a long time, I know that sometimes we will do something forever. So is Second Dinner just going to let us spend endless time, endless gold to be able to get into these conquest levels? The developers need money, so I'm okay with some sort of high ceiling there, but I just want it to be reasonable for everybody in game. Truth is that shop doesn't seem to have a lot of stuff that would make you want to spend hours and hours and hours doing conquest mode. More importantly, the item on here that we should probably all asking about is the MMR, is how are they going to do matchmaking? Is an infinite ranked player, meaning infinite on the ladder, when you go from 70 to 80 to 90 to infinite, that infinite ranking, are they going to be matched up against somebody who's 70 or 50 or 40 just because they're both in Silver Conquest? Because if that's the case, that is not going to be a good experience or a net positive experience for the gamers. Also, are there going to be any bots in this? That could certainly throw the excitement of getting that infinite border around your avatar out the window. But at the same time, I also don't want to face somebody who's either 30 levels below me or 30 levels above me if they're like 350 into the infinite ranks and I'm at 70 or 80. So we'll see how this shakes out. What do you guys think about what you're seeing from this game mode right now? Do you think it's going to be too hard? Do you think it's going to be perfectly hard? Do you think it's going to be a nice exclusive type situation that's going to be a nice flex when you're playing someone in game? I do like the rarity of things, so I am hoping it is a bit of a challenge. A lot of people can't necessarily get that avatar ring, but I do hope that they've allowed players to be able to get enough medals to get that exclusive variant in the shop, which again, Tucker seems to be saying that you can. The question is going to be, what is it going to take to be able to get 2,050 medals to be able to buy 9 items from that shop? Fingers crossed, and if they don't do it right, hopefully we can shout loud enough to get them to fix it. If this video has been helpful for you at all, please consider hammering down that like button. We always appreciate the support out there, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.